Stitch Sprouts is proud to present Technique Tuesday, your weekly source of knitting and crochet tips and tricks. Long tail without the long tail. Today I'm going to show you how to do a long tail cast on without the long tail. I'm using 2 balls of yarn, but you could also use a single center pull ball. So I have my 2 tails here. If you were using a center pull ball, one tail would be coming from the inside and one tail would be coming from the outside. I'm just using 2 different colors of yarn to help make things a little clearer. To get started, we hold both tails underneath the needle. There's no need to tie a knot or anything. Just make sure you hold them tightly so they don't slip. Again, we don't have a long tail, so there's no need to estimate length. So now we have our threads hanging down. I'm going to put my thumb and index fingers together and insert them between the threads. Now take my other 3 fingers and grab the threads below. 2 fingers between, grab the threads below. Now open the thumb and index finger and carefully pull the needle back and away to the right. This is called a slingshot. See how it looks like a slingshot? Now I have threads 1 and 2 in the dark thread and 3 in the light thread. Slingshot is the base we keep returning to. So we want to go under 1 and grab 3. But let's take a look at this slower. When we go under 1, look how we make this window. See 3 back there? Let's grab 3 and pull him through. While we're at it, let's also let our thumb slide through the window too. Use your thumb and catch that dark thread again and tighten the stitch on the needle. Now we have a new stitch. Now put your right index finger over that stitch and hold it in place. Back to slingshot. Let's repeat. Under 1, see 3 through the window, grab and pull him through. Let your thumb follow, tighten. Put your finger on the stitch. Under 1, grab 3, thumb, tighten, finger. Now you can let your tails go. At this point, you can see what's happening with this cast on. All the loops are being made with the light yarn, and all the threads along the bottom are in the dark yarn. Let's cast on a few more. There are several pros to using the long tail without the long tail. So if you have a project that calls for casting on a large number of stitches, this is a great way to go. No more estimating how long of a tail to leave. If you're using a center pull ball, you can cast on until your ends meet in the middle. Or if you're using 2 balls like I am here, you can cast on until one of your balls runs out. You can also cast on in the middle of a row. So say you're knitting and you need to add stitches to the end of a row. You can always just join a new thread by holding it under the needle and start casting on using this method. You might do this, say, if you were making a dolman sweater and adding a sleeve, or adding a tie on the end of something. Or maybe you have a pattern that has a mix of picking up and knitting plus casting on stitches for a unique construction. The only real disadvantage for this method over the regular longtail cast on is that you end up with 2 extra ends to weave in. So after you're finished casting on and you're ready to knit, you pick which yarn you want to start knitting with, and you cut the other one. So if you want to start knitting with the light gray, I would cut the dark and just start knitting with the light gray. Then I will have these extra dark gray ends here and here that I need to weave in, that I wouldn't normally have to weave in. So if you absolutely hate weaving in ends, this is a disadvantage to this cast on. But I think the pros outweigh the cons, and I'm someone that really dislikes weaving in ends. Thank you for joining us for this Technique Tuesday. If you have any questions about this video or if you want to suggest other techniques for us to demo, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to stay up to date with everything Stitch Sprouts.